This response is laughable. It is laughable because the example that you decided to choose was, most people don't like going to the dentist, so does that make the dentist bad? Because if most people don't like something, then that means that it must be bad. You are trying to take something that is subjective morality, and well, first of all, going to the dentist has absolutely zero to do with morality, whether or not a person likes it. That's like saying if people don't like a Yugo, that means that Yugos are bad. They're a terrible car, but that means that they're bad. But what does that have to do with morality? It has absolutely nothing to do with morality. So your conversation, your argument already fails at not being able to adequately express what you are trying to get at by using an example that is so far flung that it doesn't even matter or match. So what you were trying to talk about was the difference between subjective morality and objective morality. Now, in my video, I said that there are things that I wouldn't want done to myself, and therefore I do not do them, and that is how I make those choices as to whether or not I'm going to be a good person or not. What am I going to do concerning other people? But as I said in that video, I choose to be a good person because I choose to be a good person. A book does not make me a good person. A Bible, if I needed a book to make me a good person, then that just demonstrates that I must be some type of psychopath, that I need some kind of book in order to make myself a good person, that I need to follow those kinds of rules. Now, the conversation really should have been about subjective morality and objective morality. You see, there are some things that are subjective and some things that are objective. Very few are objective, while the overwhelming majority are subjective, and some of the things that you would say are subjective are actually objective moralities. For instance, is slavery good or bad? To some people, they will use the argument that because people in the 1600s thought that slavery, for the majority of people, thought slavery was a acceptable thing, a moral thing, then that makes slavery subjective. But in truth, slavery is an objective morality that says that it is evil, because no man should have the right to take away the agency of another man. Nobody should be able to do that. No one should be anyone's slave. It does not matter what the consensus of the society is. That is an objective morality, that slavery is wrong. Violating a person sexually is objectively wrong. Not because you don't want that done to yourself, but because, once again, you're taking away the agency of another person to have what done to them as they choose, not what someone else is choosing for them. The treatment of women as property, which have been a subjective morality that most of our recorded history, women have been subject to, that is an objective morality that is wrong, because women deserve to have their agency as well. So you should not be able to take a woman's agency. Now, when we look at other things, whether we're talking about rules of law, speeding, is speeding an objective or subjective morality? If you don't follow it, do follow it. Is some business practices, is a monopoly objective or subjective? It's subjective. But when it comes to taking someone's agency for them to have the determination of their own life, that is when it becomes an objective morality. Stealing from someone is an objective morality. So when I speak on morality, I only speak about objective morality, because I don't speak on things that could one day be viewed as a good or bad thing. Today is good, 100 years from now it's bad. Today is bad, 100 years from now it is good. So in the instance of gender, in the past, gender decisions were seen as an objective morality, that anyone who likes someone of the same gender, bad. Anyone who chooses and says that they are not what they were born to be, bad. In today's world, we don't look at it. The majority of people don't look at it that way. If a person wants to love another person, that's on them. Who cares? If a person wants to identify as binary or whatever, that's for them. In the past, that would have been bad. Today, it's not bad to most people. It's subjective, based on the person's sense of morality, based on, most of the time, some damn book. But if you take away a person's agency to be whoever they choose to be, then that is bad morality. And that's what your Bible does. It takes away a person's agency to choose how they want to live their life, who they want to love, who they want to sleep with, whether someone else is their property or not, who can be violated and who cannot be violated. Those are objective moralities. Those are things that it doesn't matter what this overarching general consensus is. It's wrong. Racism, wrong. Gender bias, wrong. Stealing, wrong. Murder, wrong. All those things are simply wrong. There's no other way to slice it. Sure, I believe in self-defense, but when you're just purposely taking away someone's agency of having life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, it's freaking wrong. So the next time you want to argue that point, you might want to go and think about it a little bit more and not have a reactive comment. But what do you guys think? Always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.